What's going on, Workforce? Brian here. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from us at Work to Game to you and yours. And what we're going to be talking about in this video is our year-end review Final Fantasy XIV Edition. There's been a lot of really good things that the game has done in 2018, and we usually like to take the year and focus in on all of that, with 3 major patches delivered this year alone. A fan fest that I think was spectacular, and obviously a trailer and hype for Shadowbringers to come. The future is obviously very bright for Final Fantasy XIV. Now, that being said, this video is going to be focusing on my top 5. There's actually a couple more than that. A couple things tied for certain places. So we definitely got a little bit more than 5 things that I think 2018 did completely right. But that being said, there has also been various critiques that I've leveraged against the game over the course of this year. Eureka, obviously the companion app, and varying issues with the game overall and why Final Fantasy XIV is dying. I think those videos speak for themselves. I think the content in and of itself is still true to me. Obviously, not everybody has to agree with me on everything. But I think those critiques aside, we're not going to be talking about them in this video. I think those are fine over there. If you guys are interested, you can check the link in the description of this video if you haven't seen those videos and want to weigh in on that conversation. But I want to take this time and really focus in on the joy of Final Fantasy XIV. The joy of this game, the joy that this community with the passion that we all share together has. And it's truly 2018. When you really look back at it, when I sat down to make this list, I had to cut a lot because otherwise we can't make, you know, a 2-hour-long video going over patch 4.2, patch 4.3, and patch 4.4. There's just too much there to talk about. And so I wanted to take the things that I felt were most impactful to me and my game experience, and I want to leave the question to you guys as well. Like, what were your top 5 moments of 2018? I almost said 2015. What stands out to you as just the best of the best? What was the most impactful? Was it a raid? Was it just some role play with your friends? Was it meeting that special somebody? I'd love to know. I'd love to know in the comments below. So be sure to sound off. And if you like this video and typically positive content, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. That's how you let us know and how you share out the channel as well. So for me, number 5 has to be the Rathalos fight. This came in at a perfect time and also showed me something new and what Final Fantasy XIV was capable of. The love and attention to detail that they put into this fight and into this quest and into this world and into the minions and into the mount and obviously into the boss Rathalos. Wow, like, it shows me what is completely possible in this game in a way that also was very fresh and different. It was an 8-man extreme fight. One of the things that the community has often been interested in is more like high-end, high difficulty content fights that are surrounding the light party as opposed to an 8-man or 24-man content. So with the fact that this was that 4-man, and it really opened up to a lot of crazy different possibilities. We tried it with all 4 tanks. We tried it all different kinds of ways and had a blast doing so. That's why it comes into number 5. It was game-changing. It really was a lot of fun, and it just brought so much joy in the middle of the summer. Obviously, there was some various hype because they announced it at E3. We got to go hands-on with it, and it was just good. Guys, I cannot... people might have mixed opinions on it. I honestly just felt like this was just something that was really exciting. The fact that it will exist in the game forever is also really exciting, so you can always go and try to put that unique team together and challenge this content. Number 4 has to be the Omega Sigmascape for me. Personally, each one of these fights, I really thought they both designed really well, but I was connected into it in a way that, from a nostalgia factor, from a fan service factor, tying all the way into Final Fantasy VI was really exciting. Obviously, finishing off with Kefka was the piece de resistance. So much both joy, so much satisfaction in going against the Mad Clown himself. So much went into the fight that I really appreciated it. As far as Omega goes, even obviously the conclusion was really good, but I'm including the Sigmascape here in the list primarily because obviously of my personal nostalgia for Final Fantasy VI. Now, coming in at number 3, we have a tie. Both the Glamour Dresser and the Cross-World Link Shell system. Glamour Dresser because it was a system that actually got me to use the Glamour system at all. Like, this was always something that I was like, well, I'll get around to. I'll do it eventually. And this completely blew that away. This makes it so much easier for me to kind of pre-build my glamours and not have to constantly reapply, and constantly reapply them. That was usually my critique about it, but when they brought this in, I was like, great. In fact, people were like, oh my gosh, like like what a cool glamour you have, and how did, you know, that's a new conversation that's happening only because the Glamour Dresser was introduced, because it just makes it easy. So that way I can feel like I can invest in a specific look or feel, and then I can just go ahead, and anytime I get a new piece, I can just apply the plate and go from there. And obviously with them talking about the future expansion of the system only has me even more excited. Again, like I said with the tie, the cross-world link shell system, bringing the community as far as data centers together, is immensely popular and immensely useful. In so much that I'm really excited to see what they're already talking about with the free companies and the world visit system. More communication, more of this data center being a community, more and more. And so hopefully we get to see more expansion of that. Obviously we have our current link shells, which are designated to their specific world. And I'm wondering if we're going to see a future in which that those all kind of get upgraded into the cross-world link shell system, or an expansion of it altogether. So number 2, we have a tie again. This is the Ultima Weapons, Weapons Refrain, the Ultimate Fight, and we also have the Return to Ivalice continuation, which happened in 4.3. Oh my goodness, guys. Like, now, while I'm not an Ultimate Raider, watching this on Twitch was so both entertaining, exciting, and obviously getting to learn more about the panel and how they designed the fight for streaming was epic and fun. Then also on the other side of the content that I am taking part in was the Return to Ivalice raid. Everything about this has just been a fun nostalgia trip. Anything that relates to Final Fantasy Tactics, anything that relates to Final Fantasy XII, anything that relates to Ivalice, overall it's just been thrilling. Being able to see the manga, being able to kind of see the story unfold has been thrilling, and I cannot wait to see the conclusion of the story in the next patch. And so that's kind of where they both fall here content-wise. This was, I think, probably some of the most exciting content that I've seen in the game in a long time. And that, I think that says something personally to me of what I'm personally looking for. But I'd love to know with you guys, like, was it the Ultimate Fights? Was it the raid? Like, what was it about 2018 that stood out to you the most? And finally, number 1, the big takeaway that I think really that Square Enix knocked it out of the park in 2018. And it's the story, and it's FanFest 2018. That thing was flawless. I had a blast. Any issue that I think that they've had in the past, I felt like they addressed it here. The keynote and obviously the cutscene, I mean, the trailer, excuse me, was so good. It was so good. The moment that the axe just breaks against the shield, like, that has so much interesting weight, interesting context. Overall, the theme was beautiful. The music was just surreal and just taken to a new level. And that's saying something. Final Fantasy, I think, out of any game, really delivers in the music category. The reason the story also is here is that, you know, if we didn't have 4.4, the story I don't think would have made the top 5, or maybe even at the top 10. But that's just my personal takeaway. However, with the conclusion of 4.3 and the story in 4.4, mwah. Oh, and then obviously we go into FanFest. So all this is really themed around just like mind-blowingly awesome. I'm so excited to see where this goes in 4.5. I'm so excited to see where this goes in 5.0. Like I said, the threads, the weight, what they're laying down has me more excited about the story in this game than I think I was at the start of this year. But that's why we look at the year as a whole. As a whole, it paints a beautiful picture. As a whole, I think the community grew. As a whole, I think the game is going to be something very interesting to be a part of, to participate in, and to experience as we go forward. So, that's my top 5, 9, 7 list, you know, you count them however you want. I'd love to know yours, like I said. Sound off in the comments below. What did Final Fantasy XIV do right for you guys this year? Let's end this year on a fantastic and positive note. Like I said in the beginning, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys all have a fantastic holiday season. I hope you all have a fantastic end of the year. Happy New Year, and I'm going to see you guys easily in 2019 as we prepare for 4.5, as we prepare for Blue Mage, and as we prepare for Shadowbringers. But for Work to Game, my name's Brian. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Oh, hello. Were you expecting somebody? Chuck-like? Well, I'll never tell where he is. Only that if you want to see your friend again, you should totally hit subscribe. And maybe even a thumbs up. Thumbs down don't make me happy. And when I'm not happy, something happens to Chuck. I'm not joking. Goodbye. Subscribe. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. See you next time.